Hello my lovelies, today we are doing a tutorial on this really kind of soft glam, super simple, kind of low maintenance look. Of course I'm going to start by priming my eyelids. I do want it to be long wearing, and then I am going to go ahead and just take this kind of light skin tone-ish shade for me and just buff that all over my lids just as a base. Then I'm going to jump into the KathleenLights So Jaded palette for the Rose Quartz shade. It's just kind of like a muted mauve shade, and I'm starting by blending that all through the crease and getting it nice and built up there, and then slowly blending down onto the lid. And then I'm actually going to take that shade on my finger and just really build it up on the lid area. And then once that is done, I'm going to go back with my brush and just blend, make sure everything is nice and smooth. And that's going to be it really for the base of our eyeshadow. I'm going to go ahead and move on to some winged liner, just using the Ipsy and Buddy Boop liquid liner here. And I actually wish I would have done a little bit of a smaller wing, but this is just how I had my tape set up, so that's what we ended up with today. So just drawing my winged liner, and then like I said, it wasn't quite where I wanted it, or where I expected it to be, so I'm just doing a little bit of touch up here once I've pulled the tape off. I'm just making sure those tail ends are nice and sharp and everything is nice and even. Then we're going to go ahead and just jump onto skin. I am priming my whole face today with the Touch in Soul No Poreblem primer. Then I'm going to jump in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm just blending that out with a sponge. And I like this foundation for kind of more not so full glam looks, because it is full coverage but also still is very natural on the skin. So I am just blending that out. And then once we have the foundation down, I am actually going to jump onto concealer, and I'm going to mix the Kokie Be Bright concealer with just a little bit of the foundation that I'm using. And I really like these two mixed together. It gives a really nice kind of color and coverage, finish, all of that good stuff. So yeah, just mixing that together and then blending it out with a sponge. And then of course for that kind of inner corner area, I will go in with a smaller brush. I couldn't find the one I normally use, so I'm going to use my little small detail brush from Real Techniques that I'll use again later. So I just wiped it off afterwards. But yeah, so just blending out that inner corner. Then we're going to go ahead and set everything down with the Coty Airspun, just their translucent powder. And I'm not doing it too heavily because I just want everything to be set but not look too dry and cakey. Then we're going to go ahead and bronze with the Becca Gradient Sunlit Waves bronzer. And I am just doing that in my typical areas to bring some warmth back to my face. So just under my cheekbones, my forehead, and across my temple. And then of course, as always, I'm going to jump in with a smaller brush and just go along the sides of my nose. And that is just to bring that warmth to the center of my face, and just make everything look like it goes together. Going to buff the bronzer out with a buffing brush, just to make sure we don't have any patchiness or harsh lines or anything like that. Then I am going to go ahead and just fill in my brows right now. And today I'm using the NYX Fill and Fluff Pomade Pencil. And this one is a little bit of a softer pencil, so my kind of, the inner portion of my brows tends to be a little bit messy. So once I've got those nice and filled in, I do love this brush. It makes blending out the product so easy, but like I said, just a little bit messy. So I'm going to take this little treStique Mini Concealer Crayon and just clean up those little inner areas. I don't know what it's called. Then I'm going to just quickly touch up the eyeshadow, make sure the concealer didn't cause any weird lines in that inner corner area. And then I'm going to take that same Rose Quartz shade on a little shader brush, and I am just going to buff that into the lower lash line. Then jumping back into the KathleenLights So Jaded palette, I am using the shade Moonstone on my little small detail brush. And I'm starting not quite in the very inner corner, but like the inner corner of my lid. And I am just slowly kind of building it up and then dragging it across the lid. I really don't want to take it too far across. I just want to kind of bring some brightness and dimension to, okay, I brought it most of the way across. but it's definitely a lot lighter towards the outer edges. I just wanted to bring some dimension to the lid. Then I am going to jump in with the shade Pearl. Still on that same little small brush, I am going to build that up on the inner corner of my eyes and also take it on the brow bone as well, just to highlight those areas. Then once everything is nice and highlighted, I'm going to highlight the rest of my face with the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish. Just taking this down my nose, on my cheekbones, and then I'm going to do a little bit on my Cupid's bow, my chin, and then a tiny bit on my forehead as well. And you'll see here, I think I might have touched my brush into my bronzer because my upper lip looked a little shadowy. So if that happens, I just take a little bit of powder and just my Coty Airspun powder and just pat it over the area. Then I'm going to go ahead and mist my face with the NYX Bear With Me spray, and of course pat that in quickly with a sponge just to bring that moisture back to my face. And then I'm going to let everything get nice and dry before I go on and curl my lashes. And I'm not going to apply falsies today. Like I said, it's kind of a simple glam, so I'm just going to make sure they're nice and curled. And then I am going to build up more mascara than I usually would. So I'm showing you a little bit more of mascara today than I normally do. But I am just going back and adding coats until it is nice and built up to the point that I like, on both the top and bottom lashes. Once that is, they're looking okay. After you've worn false lashes, your natural lashes always look kind of lackluster. But I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my lips and then apply the Sansa Stark Urban Decay Vice Lipstick. And this is just kind of a sheer peachy nude. And yeah, I mean, really, I like any kind of glossier, more nude, pinky lip. But this is the one I'm going to go with. And then that is going to be it for this look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. This is just kind of a quick little go-to glam. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell before you go. And I'll see you guys all in my next one.